washy. Happy, happy. Yay. Today, the Ignite Challenge takes us to Concept Haulers Motor Speedway, the first stop in the Chicagoland doubleheader. The lap starts heading down the front stretch into a technical section with a double left and a right-hand hairpin, and then another left-hander taking you down the back stretch and into the Monza, which is a flat-out banked corner, and then back towards the infield, heavy braking into a sharp right, and then another right-hander taking you back out into the S's, where there's a huge elevation change, and then back onto the front stretch. This track is going to be our future home track, so today we're looking to make a big statement. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the vlog, and welcome to our brand new home track here at Concept Haulers Motor Speedway for rounds 5 and 6 of the Ignite Challenge series. And the Kart has made it. As you will see, it looks very, very different. In fact, it looks a bit retrofitted right now. I unfortunately don't have time to explain that right now, but I will in between practice and qualifying. But basically, a lot has happened since you've last seen this kart. If you saw the Quincy Grand Prix video, you probably have an idea of why. I need to get out on track for practice because I do not want to miss a single moment on this track. This track looks awesome. Just seeing it on a map and in person, it looks like Newcastle, and that is probably one of the best, if not the best track I've ever driven. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's a really fast track too, so I am looking forward to getting out here. I'm looking forward to making this my home track, but first we got to get through today and this 4-race weekend here in Chicago, 2 today and then 2 tomorrow at Autobahn. So we are going to go ahead and head out for practice 1. Still not on the optimal setup, haven't had time to make all the little changes. But the kart is about as ready as it can be given how much has happened to it. So we're going to take this into practice 1 and see how it goes. Alright, our first 2 practice sessions are done, and I have no other takeaways other than that it's really hot, and this kart is a death trap. This kart is just trying to kill me literally everywhere. Pretty sure that has to do with the seat. Let me, actually, real quickly, let me just go over everything that's been done to this kart, everything that I've had to replace or fix since the Quincy incident. So if you don't want to see me ramble through all that, and you can skip to this part in the video. But here is everything that has been replaced on this thing. Starting with the obvious, the bodywork. We are running the old bodywork from 2023 for right now because my nice white bodywork has been pretty banged up. As you can see, the front fairing has been cracked. The front bumper also has been cracked, has a massive crack all the way down the front. And then obviously the clear vinyl and a bunch of other stuff needs a lot of love. So that had to be put on for the time being. We also needed to put on a front left spindle and a front left tie rod. And then we also needed to put on a brand new rear axle. So I have a soft on here right now, and then there's a medium over there in case I want that. I needed a new hub because some of the lugs on the other hub were messed up. I had to get a new seat because my old seat was destroyed in the crash, probably beyond repair. Thankfully, I was able to get this one from a buddy for free, so that was a huge saving there. There were also some frame things that needed to be done, so that yoke over there needed to be bent back into shape, and then that crack right there had reformed itself, so we had to get that fixed. And then the steering shaft was also bent, so that had to be fixed. Then that little plastic thing right there that holds the steering rack in place, that also needed to be replaced. And the fuel pump, this little thingy right here broke off, so needed a new fuel pump. And the cherry on top of the cake, when I finally got it all put back together and was about to test it for the first time, I checked every bolt, every safety pin. The one thing that ran over my head was to put new engine oil in the engine. And so I went out for my first test with the Kart rebuilt, and then after not even half a lap, my motor went kaboom. So that is my motor. Right now it is just a giant paperweight because it is stuck. And so thankfully Mike Gadberry has come to the rescue and has lended us a motor to use for the weekend. So this is what we'll be using to get us through this weekend. And then whatever we need to do with that, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Because this seat is a used seat, there are some holes in it that have kind of been rounded out down there. You can kind of see that there. So that's probably where the seat would normally be mounted, but I had to mount it in a different spot, which means that it's further back than it probably should be. And that's bad for two reasons. One, I had a harder time reaching the pedals, so I got pedal extensions. But most importantly, it throws the balance of the cart way off. So the weight is way further back, and this thing has been fishtailing like crazy and has been trying to kill me in every single corner. So I've been trying to combat that by widening the rear, and hopefully that'll help. I really want to do anything I can to avoid the risk of another big crash this weekend. And so I need to get this cart to a point where it's safe. So that is my #1 goal above anything else right now. But we have to go out and qualify for this race. Hopefully we can get back on track. So let's see what we can do. Alright, qualifying is done. Here's where I'm at right now. This thing is still a death trap. I've widened the rear out almost as far as it can go. Still fishtails everywhere. For this next race, I'm going to try moving 8 pounds from the back of the seat to the front of the cart. And that's pretty much my last resort as for a temporary fix for this issue. As far as long term, after this weekend, I will have to fiberglass repair that seat and put it in a different place because it's just not working where it is right now. Where I am right now, I'm tired, I'm hot. We're going to be moving next weekend. And so far with how today is going, I've just been fighting the cart, just trying to get it drivable. And so far it hasn't been working. And I'm just not enjoying myself yet right now. And so if this keeps going, I'm just going to bench it for the weekend, and I'm going to just go home. I hate myself saying that. I don't want to be that person that quits, but right now, like, that's genuinely where I am. Like, this is not going the way that it needs to, and the cart does not feel safe to drive. It needs way more work than what I've been able to put into it. And right now where I am, I feel like if this keeps up, my time will be better spent like finishing this garage situation and allowing myself more time to prepare for our move next weekend than just putting around at the back this weekend, fighting the kart for 48 hours and, not enjoying myself. I'm here to have fun, and I'm here to win. And if one of those things isn't happening, then I'm trying to find out where I can get that thing to happen. If neither of those things are happening, then, why am I here? I know that's not what you guys want to hear. It's not what I want to be thinking, but that's just where I am. But we'll take what we have into the race. Hopefully it gets better. But, do what we can. Well, I hoped it would never come to this, but we retired from Ignite Challenge Race number 5, and we will be forfeiting our competition in the remaining challenge races this weekend. From those few laps that I ran in that session, first thing I noticed was people were not driving clean at all. People were driving over the top of me every single lap, pretty much. And then once clear track finally opened up, everyone else just got way faster than me, and while I was fighting with the kart, people down in 25th were freight training me, so I was once again significantly off the pace, way more than I should, and with how dangerous this kart was to drive, and with the results I was shooting for, it just wasn't worth it to try and fight it out for the end. So I decided that I am going to sit the rest of this weekend out. I will go home and get some rest and focus some more on helping my family with our move to Chicago, because that is going to take a lot of time and effort, and we don't have a lot of time to get it done. And then once we are moved to Chicago, I'm going to take a good, proper amount of time to really spend some time with this thing, dial in everything, make sure everything is performing the way that it should, actually get some testing time in the kart. I actually haven't run a single testing lap with this kart since probably end of April, early May, if that puts it in perspective for you guys. So I am really in a position right now where I really want to keep racing. I don't want to disappoint you guys like this, but in the state that the kart's in right now, it's just not safe. And with the amount of money that I've had to spend with repairs after Quincy, and with the blown motor, and all the time that takes to take care of that stuff, it's just not worth giving myself that headache if all I'm getting out of that is 20th, and I'm no longer fighting for a championship. So I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I hope that you guys can look forward to more content here at my new base in Chicago. This will look a lot less plain and basic in the future. And hopefully I can get my kart sorted out and I can really start enjoying this track, because I know this track has a ton of potential. This kart was just not letting me maximize it. But I am really looking forward to racing here more and in the Chicago area. I'm sorry that our weekend here had to end so short, but we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.